name is Angela Shallow. I'm the founder of SWAN, Strong Women Arise Network, here at the Wyoming Kentwood television station using their fascinating podcast room and interviewing Elle Ingalls of Pressure Free Living. So Elle, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do with Pressure Free Living.
Absolutely, Angela. So what does pressure-free living mean?
Right?
People will say to me, oh, I want that. I want that. So what does it really mean? It means that no matter what pressures or challenges or struggles you're having in life, you can stay free of triggering the fight or flight stress response. So the fight or flight stress response has gotten a lot of buzz in the last few years, especially since 2020, but it's that body's natural mechanism to protect you from a true attack. And so what I've created is something that helps people not trigger that response so that you can think clearly, so your body stays healthy, and so that you can truly perform in your full potential. That is the bottom line, and that's the promise of Pressure Free.
I remember the first day I met you, and I remember inviting you to a SWAN event. And at that SWAN event, I overheard you telling someone else, I help people manage their stressors so that they can perform at their best. And I heard that difference of high achievers doing more.
Oh, right.
It was how you worded it,
Yeah.
as opposed to what I had been hearing for the longest time of take a break, do less, don't check your email, go on vacation. And I've been living in this world where I don't want to do less, I want to do more. Right. And all of a sudden I'm hearing someone telling me, there's a way that you can do more. And I'll tell you what, I was all in, and you weren't even talking to me at the moment.
I remember, yeah.
So I'm thrilled that I've learned how to keep those fight and flight hormones in check so that I am not trying to save my life at all times, right? And just for our audience, I'll tell you, if you are in a constant state of trying to save your life, it's really hard to do basic things like sleep. Yeah. And that's why I love it's called Pressure Free, because freedom is what I found in it. That freedom to be able to sleep at night, the freedom to be able to leave work to the side when I'm focusing on my family.
Right.
It's been life-changing, so I'm just so grateful for it.
Oh my gosh. I remember that time because you called me shortly after, and I think what I was telling someone was that it's actually a myth to take time off and slow down, and that will help you with your stress. It's a total myth. It's not how stress works. So with my program, you get to do more and de-stress at the same time. And for a high achiever, that's like gold coming into them, because if people tell us to slow down, we're like, no, I don't want to slow down. In fact, if you give me extra time, I'm just going to get another job. I'm going to take on a new project. I'm going to, learn something on Harvard University's online course, or because we want to do more. So my program is really designed for that high achiever. And I've worked with your husband and your son too. So in fact, when I started my business, 2/3 of my clients were male, because I actually, this whole thing, by the way, was just organic. Me becoming a coach, me becoming a performance coach. And it really came from my sons, my two sons, my older two. I have 3 sons. The older 2 were playing baseball for the same team. And the oldest says to me, Mother, you should coach your mental toughness tools. That's what he referred to this as. Your mental toughness tools to our baseball team. We could win states. And I just started cracking up, like, who wants their mother in the dugout? That's crazy. And he goes, no, I'm serious. I'm really serious. And I looked at my younger son. We were just sitting around the table like this. And he goes, Mom, we want you. We want you to do this. And so I put this little pamphlet together. It was very crude. My husband's a pro writer. He tightened it. I threw some baseball graphics in, and I took it to the coaches, and they were like, wow, this has merit. In fact, the head coach asked me to be his private coach on the spot. So I worked with those boys, and that was the beginning of Pressure Free Living. So about 2/3 of my clients have been men and boys over the years, because I raised 3 boys, and they get this, and they just soar with it. So working with your son was just heaven to be able to share this and have the whole family get to know this too. I call you a pressure-free family. And yes, we're not always pressure-free because we're human. So pressure-free living is not perfection. It's protection. It's protection against the thing that causes the most chronic mental and physical illness of anything, our own stress hormones. And that's what is really life-saving for people. And I've had people who have gone into remission from diseases they've had their whole adult life. I went into remission from eczema, which was all over these hands for 35 years. I had it came out when I had my first big violin competition. I was 13. I remember being taken to the doctor. It's like, what is this all over my daughter's hands? It's eczema. So I tried every cream, even bag balm you use on cow waters. Like I tried everything, every diet. I liked chocolate. I didn't eat chocolate for months, just trying anything that would clear up these hands, and nothing worked. And here's the deal. I thought I was a pretty calm person because I perform well. But I was missing one of the big secrets, which is what I teach my clients. I'm going to teach it here. And that's when we trigger the fight or flight stress response. It takes hours before those hormones are dissipated out of the cells. And that's hours that your body isn't working on renewing and rejuvenating you. It's having to deal with what I call stress sludge. And for a male, it can be up to a 9-hour cycle, but for females, it can be an up to 24-hour cycle. So when I learned that, I actually cried. I mean, how have I worked to try and keep my body healthy, but I was releasing these hormones, which is just killing me. So it was phenomenal. I'm going to share some real secrets at the SWAN Con, like real secrets, things I sometimes never tell people because it's a group of people that I deeply, deeply care about. There are going to be moms in there, going to be entrepreneurs in there. There's going to be business owners. There's going to be people working in jobs where they work so hard and they're never out of fight or flight. And so I can't wait to be able to share some real secrets and some tips. I'm always learning more, as you know. Like I'm a sponge when it comes to reading research about fight or flight. And I have 5 F's, by the way, the F words, which are the things that we will talk about. But yeah, I'm excited for what's going to be happening next couple months.
Yes, October 7th is our SwanCon, and my vision for this from the very beginning included you speaking to the women at this event because it has been life-changing and I want them to have those tools. In fact, that's what we're going to go over, or that's what you'll be speaking on, is the 3 T's of, let's see if I can get it right, targets, triggers, and tools.
Oh, you got it, Angela. Targets, triggers, tools. We are.
And so I want every woman that's in attendance that day to hear that message, to walk away with some of those tools, and to be able to start experiencing being pressure-free for themselves. So it's like one of the fundamental parts of the visions of this event. So I'm just so glad that you agreed to come and speak for everyone.
Oh, I'm so excited too. You know, it makes me think of a client I've been working with. She's a mom with 3 young children, and now she just had her 4th, and she has an extremely high-powered job. And after our first session, she said to me, she goes, Elle, this is going to change how I do everything with my family now. Like no more trouble getting out of the door in the morning, you know, loading everybody up and all the things that can cause you so much stress and so much guilt, feelings of guilt. Shame is something we talk about in Pressure Free. You brought that up in a video that we did. You know, it's so important that we overcome these reactions to emotions that we feel so that if you are a parent, your children can trust your emotions. Your coworkers can trust your emotional responses. Most of the time people can't. And we're blinded to it because when we're in fight or flight, we can't even see our behaviors. And that's why sometimes I think people get a work review and they're like, no, well, that's not me. Well, that's you when you're under stress. Like we don't even see ourselves. We can't then. So understanding some of this can be so powerful for the people who come. I'm excited.
Me too. Well, thank you for being here today and sharing a little bit about what people can expect when they come to SwanCon. Again, that's coming up Friday, October 7th. It's a full-day women's conference on personal and professional development. We're going to have speakers, vendors, swag, prizes, everything you need for a really fun and powerful day. And I hope that you'll take the time to go to the show notes or the body of the post and check out the links to give you more information. Thank you.